In our first 2K TV challenge on the playground, who teamed up with Ronnie and Dan? The 2K MC, the 2K TV Scout, Poor Boy Sin, or me? Oh. Oh, good pass.
Yeah, baby.
And a new addition to the 2K TV Lounge, 2K TV Challenge segment, our 2K MC. You seem very calm.
Let's get the starting line. The visiting Brooklyn Nets. At center. At power forward, DeMar Gerald. And now introducing your Detroit Pistons. At the small forward position, 6 feet 7 inches, number 7, Stanley Johnson. At shooting guard, 6 feet 7 inches.
We are live from the home of the Pistons, Little Caesars Arena in Detroit, Michigan. It's the NBA, and it's live right here on 2K Sports. I'm Kevin Harlan. We've got Steve Smith and Greg Anthony alongside. And our sideline reporter tonight, David Aldridge. And for the Pistons, we've got another hometown game here in Detroit, winning their last 3 games. They'd like to make that 4 in a row here tonight.
Yeah, and the atmosphere in this building is incredible. And as that win streak continues to grow, the fans' excitement has grown right along with it. And now we've reached that point where it's considered a frenzy.
All right, let's set the floor courtesy of Gatorade. All fueled up and ready to go. Setting the floor for the Nets. Jamari Carroll is out there with Hollis Jefferson. Then there's Allen. And there's D'Angelo Russell. And it's Dinwiddie in at the point guard position. Now Jackson. After D'Angelo Russell's three-pointer that didn't go. He gets that one. And Steve, when you reach this midway point of the season, the All-Star break approaching, how many teams are looking forward to get some rests at this stage?
I think a lot. I think sometimes when you have guys have that nagging injuries, you're looking forward to that break. Some teams that have been playing their best, you want to just get some time away, and hopefully you can come back at the All-Star break. So having this week-long All-Star breaks now, it helps the body, it helps the mind, and a lot of these teams, it gets them back on track.
Kind of hit that reset button, huh?
Yes, I've been hitting that a lot.
First quarter, just over a minute played. The dish to Dinwiddie. And the pass to Hollis Jefferson. 5 to shoot. Fires from deep. Detroit with the rebound. Fresh from a win against Portland.
I just thought the defense was porous. Got any shot they wanted, really, for most of the evening.
I'll give them credit. Even though they were facing very little resistance, they refused to play down to the level of their competition.
Drummond a screen. Jackson drives in. He got right to the cup using that screen.
The defense having to respect Jackson's outside game. That opened up things for him in the inside.
Dinwiddie kicks to Carroll. Off target from outside.
Still scoreless after 4 attempts, struggling to find any daylight.
Here's Jackson. Lays it up and banks it in.
I'll tell you, Jackson's first step is dynamite. A big asset off the dribble.
They need a good offensive possession.
Yeah, they've gone a long time without a bucket.
Here's Dinwiddie. Got a piece of it. And just under 2.5 minutes elapsed here in the first. Drummond a screen. Jackson with it. And Allen picks him up defensively. Hollis Jefferson passes to Russell. Teardrop shot. Dinwiddie with the bucket.
And just showing great vision there. Russell surveys the floor and whips it to the open man.
Drummond a screen. The drive by Jackson. And 2 shots coming up at the line as he gets fouled on the shot. And there's the call. Brooklyn the foul. And there are a few players in the NBA who can match Reggie Jackson with the fearless approach he takes to the game. He'll always look to take that big shot, Steve, and goes right at bigger defenders and doesn't blink.
When you're Jackson's size, you have to have that mentality. Always looking for a way to attack a defense. Doesn't always work out, but the aggression he plays with never dies.
And it's going to be out of bounds. The Nets will retain possession.
And how about the reaction time on D there? Almost comes up with the pick.
You know, these are the little plays that can add up when you look over the course of a game.
Allen passes to Hollis Jefferson. Nets passing it around. 6 on the shot clock. And it's Russell in the corner. That one falls coming off Dinwiddie's feet. Russell's got his first bucket of the game, and he's on the board for 3. Drummond a screen. Jackson dishes to Drummond, and it's Drummond with the jam.
Timing perfect on the pick and roll. Drummond showing good feel for this play.
Dinwiddie kicks to Carroll. Dishes to Allen. Carroll against Griffin. Here's Russell with a 3, and the Nets another 3.
And great play call. Just so often an initiator, Russell can also catch and fire.
Drummond a screen. Here's Jackson. Drops in the layup for 2. Jackson's got 7 points in the game.
And they've done well at taking advantage of some late defensive rotations and getting the ball in the paint.
To the middle, and it is flushed down with a nice jam.
You get a chance to see the elite court vision there. Excellent pass.
Down low, Drummond, and Drummond throws it down.
That's the leadership they're looking for from Jackson. Staying patient, surveying the court, locates the open man.
Allen a screen on Jackson. Here's Dinwiddie. Softly drops in the floater.
Yeah, going to the floater right there. That was pretty.
To the inside. Here's Drummond. Outside Jackson. Back to Drummond. And Drummond throws it down.
And it's gotten to this point. Drummond finishing with authority on a consistent basis.
Nets trail by 3. Dinwiddie kicks to Carroll. He dishes it to Allen. Back to Carroll. Pass to Dinwiddie. Brooklyn needs to get off a shot here. Hollis Jefferson can't hit.
And the great shooters know when they've got enough opening to go for the 3. I didn't think it was a bad choice on that possession.
Now here's Jackson. Whoa!
Good. Beautiful. Beautiful. Did you see the air Drummond gets underneath him? Allows for time to be creative.
That Unleash Chaos Under Armour replay really giving us a good look at the action. Carroll. That one's not going to go. And it's Detroit the other way. The last time these 2 clubs came together was also in this building, with an unfortunate ending for the home team.
Yeah, and their last time out against this club, turnovers really did them in. Just way too many mistakes.
A combination of unforced errors and just poor decision-making. They need to be much better in that aspect of the game this time around.
For the Pistons, Lewis checked in for Griffin. Ennis comes in for Stanley Johnson. And it's Ish Smith in for Reggie Bullock. A big group substitution here for Brooklyn. Okafor is checked in for Allen. Alan Crabb comes in for Rondé Hollis Jefferson. Levert's checked in for D'Angelo Russell. And it's Jeremy Lin in for Spencer Dinwiddie.
And of course, for the Nets, I mean, they won't control their own first-round pick until 2019. There's going to be some losing along the way with not much reward.
Here's Okafor after the basket by Detroit. Out left to the wing. Pass to Crabb. It's Carroll on the wing. We're covering. Here's Okafor. And nothing is falling for him right now. And Greg, the Nets trading away the better part of a decade worth of draft picks when they went all in back in 2013 and 2014.
Yeah, going for vets like Darren Williams and Gerald Wallace, Paul Pierce, and, of course, KG. But unfortunately, all past their prime. That team only able to get to the second round, and boy, what a heavy price to pay for so little success in the postseason.
And the first timeout called of the game for Brooklyn. Tough loss coming against the Rockets in the last game they played.
And I know that's a game they'd like to forget. Sort of a tough day for them all the way around.
You know, sometimes you just have to erase a game from your memory and move on. And I believe they have, and they will recover.
Kennard, he's checked in for Jackson. Smith, the pass to Lure. Lynn against Smith. Back to Lure. Shoots a three. Kept alive. Pass to Kennard. The Pistons working the ball around now. Second chance shot. Nice jump shot. Good. And the Pistons lead by 13.
Defensively, giving up far too many open rhythm looks.
Okafor with a screen on Smith and a wide open look for Lynn. Offline with his three. Detroit with the ball. They're on an 18-7 run. Lure the screen. The feed to Drummond. Now here's Ennis. He's guarded by Cram. And that one's good. Drummond.
And this is what can happen when Drummond gets into a rhythm, able to score with some consistency.
Nets trail by 15. There's the screen. Picked by Okafor. There's Crabbe with a three. But they get it back. Lynn kicks to Carroll. Down low. Here's Okafor. And that one's drained from the low block. Okafor's got his first points of the night. Detroit leading by 13. Down low. Here's Lure. Yes, and it's Smith with the assist that time.
I'm sorry, that's poor defense down low again. It's been a mismatch thus far in the paint.
They've been looking out of sync offensively.
Yeah, their offense has ground to a standstill.
And the whistle blows on the backcourt violation. He went over and back.
Here's a look at some numbers for Crabbe. How his last 10 games have gone. Getting around 12 points a game, 3 assists, and 3 rebounds. And the numbers won't wow you, but I like the effort he brings to the table each and every night.
You need guys who understand their roles, carry them out without complaint. Everything he does is for the team.
Yeah, that was the third straight high percentage look the defense has allowed. The defenders have got to start putting bodies on bodies.
Now here's Lynn. Quiet so far offensively, searching for his first points of the game.
And really, Lynn has a terrific feel for this offense. Just seems to know whenever one of his guys is open.
So it's the Pistons now, following the bucket by the Nets. Over to the wing. Back to Ennis. Smith outside. The Pistons need to get off a shot here. Lure can't hit.
The defense ready for him on that possession. They had to be, because he is so strong in the paint.
It's Carroll on the wing. Crabbe dishes to Lynn. And it's Brooklyn scoring again. Lure with it. Here's Kennard. No good trying to beat the buzzer. Andre Drummond has been on display for Detroit. Between his points and his rebounds, he was a star for him in that quarter. And we'll be right back after this. And Blake Griffin grew up playing the game alongside.
You know, watching him kind of go through the process.
Well, talking about taking the right course, we know that the older brother of Blake Griffin, 3 years older, you know, he played, as did Blake, for their dad Tommy in high school, and they were terrific high school players and 4-time state champions.
I mean, it always helps to have a big brother who's kind of been there and done that. and can share those experiences with you. It doesn't hurt to have a dad also who's a pro player either, and also a college coach.
And welcome back. It's been all one-sided so far through the first quarter as our second quarter gets underway. And the Pistons have been rolling right along, haven't they?
Yeah, I mean, so many of their points coming in the paint that they're running the offense all the way through.
And you know their coach likes it, working for high percentage looks and converting them.
On the court right now, second quarter starting for the Nets. Allen Crabbe out there with Damari Carroll. Then it's Jeremy Lin. Then there's Okafor, and it's LeVert in at the 2 spot. So the whistle blows on the shot and 2 free throws for the contact right there.
Carroll doesn't get to the line too often, but he did a good job to draw the foul on that play.
And really, the first 3 or 4 seasons of his career, Damari Carroll was kind of a fringe rotation player. I think once his three-point shooting took form in Atlanta, that's when his value as a player skyrocketed.
And the Nets making a change here. Harris is checked in. Smith inside, defended by Lin. Tolliver for 3. Detroit, no good that time either. Nets trail by 11. 4 on 3 as they bring it up. Outside, Lin. They set the pick. Off the mark, had a chance to trim it to single digits. Detroit's gone 0-2 from deep here in the second. And we're now about a minute and a half into the second quarter. Smith inside. He's guarded by Crabbe. Smith's shot is good. And the Pistons lead by 13. The net shooting has been a little ragged, just 38% from the field. Harris kicks to Lin. Back to Harris. Yes! And a nice assist from Lin. Harris has got his first 2 points of the night.
I like to see that, taking it up strong in traffic.
And there's a whistle. That goes on Jeremy Lin. That is his first foul of the game.
And you can see he just didn't get squared up with his feet.
Griffin's checked in for Detroit. Stanley Johnson comes in for James Ennis. Then for the Nets, Allen's checked in for Okafor. Rondae Hollis-Jefferson comes in for Damari Carroll. And it's Russell in for Crabbe. Now a timeout call by Brooklyn.
Griffin doesn't do it as often anymore, but he is still one of the top dunkers in the league. He just rises up and finishes with a lot of power. There was a time when he was good for a poster dunk every game.
Reggie Bullock, he's checked in for Kennard. Lin from long range, and the 3 ball is good. Lin's got 5 now.
How about the passing? They are moving the ball without any thought, without any individual agenda.
Smith kicks to Griffin. Back. To Smith. He feeds it to Bullock. The Pistons working the ball around now. A nice shot by Griffin. And Steve, Griffin's still a fantastic dunker, as you said, but it's something he's done less and less as he's grown as a player.
Yeah, you think of him, and you will, as one of the best dunkers of all time, but he's not really doing that a lot anymore. It's better for his game long-term to switch off trying to slam it home every time and just play the game at a great level. Here's
Lin, following the basket by Blake Griffin.
Still no rhythm. This may be a time when you want to make the extra pass. Give someone else a chance.
Tolliver for 3. It's good, the assist that time from Smith. Tolliver's got himself going with the triple, his first basket of the game. Nets trail by 15. And just over 3.5 minutes played here in the second quarter. Now Lin, 5 points in the game. And it's Russell in the corner. And he can't answer back. The three-pointer offline.
Just a solid performance on the interior. The rebounding has been off the charts.
kicks to Harris. Johnson with the block. Smith outside. He kicks to Griffin. And the slam by Blake Griffin.
Taking what the defense offers up, Smith with good vision there finds the open man.
They need a good offensive possession.
Yeah, they've gone a long time without a bucket.
Allen, a screen on Johnson. And Harris wide open. He shoots, nails the wide open jump shot. Harris has got 4 this quarter. Griffin with it. Picked up by Harris. Johnson outside. Back to Smith. Griffin a screen on Lynn. Smith kicks to Griffin. And Griffin slams it in.
Nice screen by Blake Griffin. There's no way you can get around him.
Nets trail by 17. Outside, Lynn feeds it to Harris. The dish now to Allen. And it's Griffin with the rebound.
Those are chances almost always you can rely on him to get you 2 points, but the D just enough to keep him out of rhythm.
You know, last season was a strong one for Ish Smith. He filled in as a starter, and he came off the bench. More of a scoring point guard, but he did a nice job of setting the table for everybody.
And with Ish Smith, he filled in for Reggie Jackson a lot as a starter last season, and he was terrific. He showed that he can be effective in whatever role you need him. Stan Van Gundy had high praise for him.
Yeah, and what I like about him is that he'll give you production if you play him 5 minutes or 30 minutes. He never loses focus or disappears in a game.
Now a timeout called by Brooklyn.
And look, you never want to see a team gut you this way. Really a good timeout.
Some of this is just a matter of toughness, a willingness to play physical inside, something we're not seeing.
Reggie Jackson's checked in for the Pistons. Allen passes to Harris. And good, and it takes a nice bounce off the right iron and down. Harris has got 6.
And after a scoreless first quarter, he's finally finding the range here in the second.
Picked by Griffin. Jackson dishes to Griffin. The pass to Drummond. Outside for Jackson. Foul call that time on the way up. That'll give him 2 chances at the free throw line here. And Reggie Jackson, the Boston College Eagle, when he is on the floor, you can see how he acts as a spark plug for his team. Steve, a very creative player whose big strength is getting things going on offense.
And wherever Reggie's been, he's been great in that role of catalyst. When he's injured, you can see how the offense changes. Very underrated as a playmaker in this league.
There's the pick. Russell kicks to Dinwiddie. For 3, and the 3 ball is good. He's got 7.
They're having more success from three-point range here in the second after a rough first quarter from deep.
Back to Jackson. Drummond a screen. Jackson kicks to Griffin. It's good. The assist this time from Jackson. Jackson's got his 7th assist of the game with that last one. Nets trail by 18. Now, here is Russell. He has 6. Here's Allen, and it's sent back by Drummond.
And you can see it in terms of protecting the rim. Drummond has the ability. He just needs to stay active on a consistent basis.
They get it back. Outside for Jackson. This one for 3. Another 3 for Detroit.
Well, they've been better than good on the glass today, and there is a glaring discrepancy between these two teams in that area.
Now, here is Russell. He had a 27-point outing in their last game against Houston.
And he showed again why he is such a sensational playmaker. Some of the plays he made were just remarkable.
Bullock passes to Griffin. Nice ball movement by Detroit. Here's Drummond. Griffin. Picked by Griffin. Jackson drives in. Stolen by Allen. In transition, here come the Nets. Here's Russell. Drains the jumper to finish the break. Russell's got 8 points.
How about the D there by Russell? Just using that 6'9" wingspan to jack the ball loose, then kicks it up off the fast break. The execution on point. Just terrific timing on these passes.
You know what? Controlling the pace, being patient, great vision. We're seeing it all tonight.
Here's Dinwiddie. He's got 7 and stolen by Drummond. And he was fouled on the way up. 2 free throws now for him. The Pistons have shot 75% at the stripe, 6 of 8. And he knocks down the first one. And Stanley Johnson, the youngster out of Arizona, grew up in Los Angeles where he was the high school player of the year. You know, Steve, he hasn't had the easiest time adjusting to the NBA, but he certainly has room to improve, and right now the offense just isn't there for him.
You know, the question is, people are saying, is time ticking away for Stanley to prove that he's a rotation player? He's kind of predictable on offense. People pushes him to go right because he only goes right. Just hasn't developed the way the team was hoping for.
Dinwiddie. There's Crabb with a 3. That one falls coming off Dinwiddie's feet. Dinwiddie's got 3 assists tonight. Jackson kicks to Drummond. To the left side wing. And Lure gets it to go. Lure's got his 3rd bucket of the night.
Good eyes by Drummond. He's working on this. Spots the open man, delivers the dime.
Carroll against Lure. Okafor sets the pick for Carroll. And it's sent back by Drummond. And here's Jackson. 14 points for him. 51 seconds left now here in the second. Here's Drummond.
And if you're the defender, you have to respect the ability of Jackson to finish. That opens things up for the assist.
Dinwiddie dishes to Crabb. Pass to Dinwiddie. There's the 3. Offensive rebound. Okafor. And so he earns a trip to the line. Officials saw the contact and he'll shoot 2. Andre Drummond picks one up.
You know, I love how he absorbs the foul and still had a chance to knock that one down.
And the Pistons making a change here. Ennis is checked in. Both free throws good for Okafor. And last season, the final season for the Pistons, Smitty, playing at the Palace of Auburn Hills, as much as you love the new arena, it's always sad to say goodbye to an old friend. What was it like playing at the Palace of Auburn Hills, Steve, when you were in the game?
You know, I loved it because I'm from Detroit, the hometown, and those guys had that place rocking. It was state of the art when they first built it. But if you look right now, is because I'm a Detroit native, they're playing inside of Detroit. The pass is a pass, but it was a great pass.
Here's Dinwiddie. Hits it from 3-point range. Dinwiddie's got 10 points in the game. Here's Kennard. And the release was before the buzzer, but it's off target. All right, Dave, thank you. And time now for the halftime break with the third quarter soon to follow right here on 2K Sports.
The 2K Sports Halftime Show.
After one half of play, it's been a one-sided affair. Hey, everybody, welcome. It was Andre Drummond who got hot in the first. He had 16 points, 2 steals, and 2 blocks. Kenny, what's your take on Detroit so far?
They have run their offense straight out of a coach's textbook today.
And that will wrap.
Welcome back, everybody. Third quarter just about to get going here in what has been so far a runaway game. Andre Drummond has been sensational.
And they haven't needed a lot of shots.
Pistons leading by 20. Reggie Jackson out there with Reggie Bullock. Then it's Johnson. Then there's Griffin. And it's Drummond in at the 5. That's the 5 on the floor for the Pistons. Oh, took the contact and tried to throw it down over the top, but instead he'll shoot free throws. Smitty, you call college basketball games as well. We know you had a terrific career in East Lansing with Michigan State. We're starting to hear from some players, Ben Simmons for one, critiquing the college basketball system for the financial setup and the stringent eligibility rules. Do you give any credence to these complaints? Is the kid right? What changes you think might be made? It's a loaded question with a lot of answer, I'm sure, to it. But it's certainly on the tip of a lot of people's tongue right now.
And I think it should be. You've had some coaches coming out and saying there's some kind of way to be able to change this system and be able to benefit some of these players. I look at it some way, Kevin, where there's some kind of way you have an insurance policy for these guys or some kind of way that they'll be able to finish their degree, even go on to finish their master's degree as long as they want from any college, not just the college they came from. But I also think some kind of way there should be some kind of financial stipend for these guys.
That's good, and it's Jackson with the assist that time. Jackson's got his assist totals piling up, 11 now for him. Dinwiddie passes to Hollis Jefferson. Here's Carroll. Rebound Andre Drummond. Drummond's got 9 rebounds now tonight.
Oh! Boy, did he go way up for that one.
Oof. Man, one for the highlight reel. And you see after multiple knee surgeries, Griffin can still get up.
That Unleash Chaos Under Armour replay really giving us a good look at the action. Outside Russell, shot from 12. Allen, that's good.
Taking a workman-like approach inside. That's the shot you want.
Outside Griffin. Trying to find Jackson. He's got it now. Here's Johnson. And Drummond kicks to Johnson. Outside for Griffin. The Pistons working the ball around now. Griffin a screen on Carroll. Dishes it to Bullock. Carroll against Jackson. Griffin sets the screen for Jackson. Off the pick. And Griffin slams it in.
Nice job by Griffin on the pick and roll. Great hands and great finish.
Timeout called, the Nets. And we all know Blake Griffin, Steve, is a scoring forward, but he has a very well-rounded game. Besides being an excellent ball handler, he is also one of the best passing bigs in the NBA.
I agree. He's done a nice job of improving in that area. Being able to pass out of the post, pass off the dribble, has a great sense of timing, and could put a pass exactly where he wants.
Here's Dinwiddie, guarded by Jackson. Pass to Carroll. Here's Hollis Jefferson. Here's Allen. And Allen with the slam.
And guys, that's not as easy as he made it look. You've got to have some skills to pull that off.
Well, he's got plenty of those, that's for sure. Jeremy Lin, he's checked in for Brooklyn. Pistons leading by 21. Jackson dishes to Drummond. It's good. The assist this time from Jackson. That's now 22 points for Andre Drummond.
They are just killing them on the interior.
Lin kicks to Carroll. Screened by Russell. Carroll passes to Hollis Jefferson. Allen right side. Now, here is Russell. He's guarded close. There's Hollis Jefferson, and so he draws the foul on the shot. A trip to the line to shoot 2. That's on Reggie Jackson. For Brooklyn, they have made the most out of their opportunities at the line. They have yet to miss in 7 attempts. Ish Smith, he's checked in for Reggie Jackson.
You know when you see a Stan Van Gundy team, you know that defense will be a key for them. He has handpicked his players here in Detroit. It's one of Van Gundy's trademarks, as well as what the Pistons franchise has been known for.
And at the offensive end, he's done about as much as they could have hoped for today.
Lin kicks to Allen. From 12 feet out. And off the front iron, and in it goes. Allen's got 7 points. And Smitty, you actually played under Stan Van Gundy when you were with the Heat. What was it like playing for him as a coach?
Well, he demands a lot from you, but he's fair. He's a great X and O coach. But the one thing about Stan you have to get used to is all the screaming.
Here's Drummond. An easy 2 points on the layup. Drummond's got 8 points here in this quarter.
The assist totals, Kevin, just continue to grow. They're way ahead in that category. Ball movement has been flawless.
Outside Russell from the arc. And the Nets, another 3.
Not letting his team down. He's been very strong. He just needs a little help from his teammates.
They're running. Hollis Jefferson passes to Russell. He dishes it to Lynn, and the whistle blows. It's going to be on Ish Smith. That's his first foul.
And the next one puts him in the bonus.
Anthony Tolliver. He's checked in for the Pistons. And a switch here for Brooklyn. Harris is checked in for Damari Carroll. Hollis Jefferson, good.
Serve and the defense there. He makes a terrific read.
Fires for three. Johnson kicks to Tolliver. Passes it to Bullock. It's deflected. Here's Russell. It falls for his 5th field goal of the night. Now shooting 5 for 8.
And happy to take it up inside. You see Russell under control and in charge.
Pistons leading by 17. Griffin a screen on Lynn. Smith drives in, shoots over Lynn, and he could not get that one to go. A lot of contact, and he'll go to the line for 2. And the bad boy Pistons, perhaps the greatest group this franchise has put together, and also one of the most memorable in the history of the NBA. Smitty, you played against some of those guys. What was that like?
Well, first of all, Kevin, I got a chance to grow up in Detroit, watching these guys, being around them, being able to practice. I mean, they were a total tight group. They had some great characters in Lambeer and Rodman and Sally and Dumars and Isaiah and the microwave. But they played extremely hard, and obviously the style of play was defense, rebound, and put you on your butt.
Yeah, that one put them over the limit, and it's so early that if they're not careful, this could turn into a parade at the free throw line.
The first one falls. Some players will actually surprise you with their athleticism after they come into the league. They make that next step. Any guys, Smitty, that became more athletic once they arrived that you have seen in the league?
You know, that's interesting. Draymond Green has gotten more athletic. I think he's lost a lot of weight and put himself in a position to play a little bit more above the rim and with his quickness. That's the one guy that sticks out. I will say a guy that I've been marveling about, Kevin, is Jabari Parker. After his injury, it seemed like his athleticism has gone to another level.
The feed to Okafor, and blocked. That one goes careening off the glass. There's the 3. Rebounded by the Nets.
And you don't want to give up that kind of look too often.
Offensive rebound, and it's blocked. Smith against Land. Smith the pass to Kennard. He feeds it to Lure, and stolen by Cram. Here's Lynn, and he comes up with the deuce. Lynn's got 9 points.
Wow, check out that assist. That's a pair of teammates that are clearly on the same page.
Smith kicks to Tolliver. Yes, and it's Smith with the assist that time. And the Pistons lead by 18.
I can't understand, in the midst of a game, you leave an elite shooter this wide open.
And 2 free throws coming up, unable to get that one to go with all the contact. The Nets have shot 10 of 11 at the line. Nice work so far for them.
And typically a strength of theirs, 79% on the season.
And the Pistons making a change here. Jackson's checked in, and a switch here for Brooklyn. Hollis Jefferson's checked in. Pistons leading by 17. Lure the screen. Tolliver for 3. Kicks it to Lure. There's Jackson with the 3. Crabb pulls it in. The Nets have gone 7 of 13 in the third quarter so far, just above 50%. Stolen by Lure. Here's Jackson. And it's going to be 2 free throws. Drew contact on the shot.
Aggressive on the drive. That's going to result in some free throws for Jackson.
And it'll be his 4th time going to the free throw line in the game.
In their last contest, guys, he was unconscious from the foul line.
He hits one and misses one, each at the line. Here's LeVert. Rebound by Smith. For Detroit, they've gone 8 of 16 in the third quarter to put their second half shooting percentage right at 50%. Jackson, that's good.
And you're seeing it with Jackson tonight. When he gets in a real rhythm, man, he can light up the scoreboard.
There's the pass to Hollis Jefferson. Jackson against Lynn. Lynn sets the pick for Allen. 6 on the shot clock. Out to the right wing. Crab with the ball. Now guarded by Ennis. Yep, that one goes in there. 1:51 left in the third quarter. Lynn against Jackson. Jackson is doubled. Here's Tolliver. That's good, and it's Jackson with the assist that time. Tolliver's got 8. Nets trail by 20. Pass to Hollis Jefferson. Back to Lynn. Pass to LeVert. Rebound by the Pistons. Lure's got his 3rd rebound on the night. Outside Jackson. And a foul called on the shot. Got him on the way up that time, so he'll shoot 2 right here.
The burst of Jackson makes him a hard guy to stick with and difficult not to foul him.
Drummond's checked in for Detroit. Reggie Bullock comes in for James Ennis. And a change for the Nets. Dinwiddie's checked in for Jeremy Lin. Dinwiddie dishes to Allen. Dinwiddie passes to Crab. To the paint. Here's Hollis Jefferson. And he's fouled pretty hard on that shot, but he's got the chance to pick up the points at the line.
So I tell you what, he earned his money on that foul.
And this is his 2nd trip to the line tonight. That one falls, so he hits both of them. Pistons leading by 20. 44 seconds left here in the third quarter. And Lure kicks to Drummond. Jackson is doubled. Back to Drummond. And Drummond throws it down.
Ooh, you see the contact there, trying to match up with Drummond's physicality. Doesn't work.
And stolen by Drummond. To the inside. And Jackson with the basket on the assist by Smith. And that's 21 points for Reggie Jackson.
The ball movement on this run has been fantastic and is a big part of why they've been able to get these good looks.
Here's Dinwiddie, guarded by Jackson. Here's Hollis Jefferson, and he converts the layup. Hollis Jefferson's got 9.
And just a step ahead of the D in that possession there, making the pass. Nice assist.
And Jackson gets it to go.
Up by a bunch. He's still pushing the action, trying to impose his will.
With this big of a deficit in the score, you think the losing team would be playing harder. Nope, the opposite.
And as we conclude the third quarter, pretty much a blowout. It's been a one-sided affair. Pistons ahead. They finish off the third quarter with a massive 16-7 run. And time for the short break, and stay right where you are. The fourth quarter is coming up next. Welcome back as we get ready to start the fourth quarter. Not exactly a nail-biter here, but you never know. Brooklyn's gotten the three-point shot off 16 times tonight. 7 times they've hit it, 9 times they've missed. Setting the floor for the Nets. They've got DeMarre Carroll out there. Also, Alan Crabb is out there. Allen is out there with LeVert. And it's Dinwiddie in at the point. And it's LeVert missing.
And this is one of those times where the coach has got to preach, be unselfish.
And we don't know that he hasn't. Maybe it's been falling on deaf ears. Guys taking ill-advised jump shots.
That's tipped. Here's Dinwiddie, guarded by Jackson. LeVert, that one falls, coming off Dinwiddie's feet. Dinwiddie's got 5 assists in the game. Jackson kicks to Johnson. Feeds to Drummond. And Drummond throws it down.
He's really cooking right now. He's having a phenomenal half.
The Nets shooting here about 46% for the game. Now the dish to Carroll. We've played just over 1 minute here in the fourth quarter.
He was all alone. Looks like he gets a little too relaxed. He has to maintain his focus.
In transition, here come the Nets. Now here's Crabb. He's guarded by Johnson. Dinwiddie kicks to Allen. They set the screen. Shot clock at 6. He used that pick to perfection.
A good screen made all the difference. It led to an open look.
Jackson passes to Drummond. He kicks it to Lure. Fouled in the act of shooting. A three-point play chance coming up.
I don't know what's happening defensively, but they're not putting up any resistance.
D'Angelo Russell's checked in for Allen Crabb.
And watching Andre Drummond play, he's really just an old-school type center. I mean, he eats up space in the middle and finishes plays in close. Not a skilled guy who can pull a defender away from the basket.
Russell with a wide-open look. No good with the triple. It's stolen by Carroll. Here we go, one-on-one. Here's Dinwiddie, and he goes strong with the one-handed jam.
And a late reaction by the defense makes that one a no contest.
You know, he got out before people could turn their heads, and he's already gone with no hesitation.
Griffin's checked in for John Lure.
Back on the floor. Blake Griffin.
Pistons leading by 22. And with Drummond, he does play like towering centers of decades past.
Yeah, I mean, he isn't great at moving the ball around or hitting shots from range, but his size and athleticism are elite and one of the best rebounders in our game.
He's been locked in all night, and he's taking good shots.
Brooklyn's gone 1 of 3 from outside the arc since we've reached the fourth quarter. Dishes it to Dinwiddie. They set the pick off the screen. Some solid defense there from Jackson.
Unfortunately for him, the defense is slow to react, but he couldn't make them pay.
Jackson is doubled. And stolen by Russell. Makes it off the glass.
And maybe not the most explosive athlete, but Russell has the ability to change pace and knows when to be aggressive.
Drummond a screen. And Reggie Jackson again. Jackson's got 13 points in the second half.
He turned on the Jets. As soon as he got that screen, they went right to the hole. Great decision making there.
Here's Dinwiddie, guarded by Jackson. Carroll dishes to Russell. Gets the three-pointer to fall.
And with that three, his second of the half, he's equaled his total from before the break.
Jackson kicks to Drummond. Outside for Griffin. And they wasted no time getting those 3 points back. Griffin's got 22.
A good look there, and he didn't waste it. His second three of the game.
Dinwiddie passes to Carroll. Here's LeVert. He's guarded by Johnson. Trains it from beyond the arc.
Yeah, those are starting to add up, guys. Of their last 5 baskets, 3 have been triples.
Detroit leading by 21. Drummond a screen. Jackson dishes to Drummond, and it's Drummond with the jam.
His teammates recognize that he has the hot hand going. That's why they get him the ball every chance they get.
They set the pick. Dinwiddie kicks to Allen. That one falls, coming off Dinwiddie's feet. Dinwiddie's got his 6th assist on the night. For Detroit, they've gotten absolutely red hot shooting the ball here in the fourth. A perfect 6 for 6. It's stolen by Carroll. And now Russell pushing it up. No one back to stop him. That counts. He's put up 13 shots, and he's had 8 of those go in.
He's been locked in all quarter, really finding his rhythm.
And they double up Jackson. Johnson kicks to Drummond, and the shot goes in. Drummond's got 32 points in the game.
You can tell he is on a mission down the stretch. Attack offensively and build on this lead.
Carroll passes to Dinwiddie. Carroll with a screen on Jackson. He got an advantage there off the pick and took it right in. Dinwiddie's got 4 this quarter.
The beauty of the teardrop, very difficult to really contest.
Pick by Griffin. Here's Jackson. through the net again. He's done that 10 times tonight, and he's only needed 11 shots to get there.
That quick burst off the pick allows Jackson to separate and get the look he wants.
Screen by Russell. There's the screen. 6 on the shot clock. Off the pick. Rebound by the Pistons. Griffin's got his 5th rebound right now in the game. It's tipped. It's stolen by Carroll. Here's LeVert. He's guarded by Johnson. Passes to Dinwiddie. Allen, a screen on Jackson. Shot off the screen. Now the pass to LeVert. Down to 5 on the shot clock. And a strong finish with 2 hands.
Yeah, just solid work on the back end of that play.
Yep, you're right. Finished hard with 2 hands on that stuff. Now a timeout called by Detroit. Steve, you're known for your three-point shooting, but as more and more teams look to space the floor and shoot threes, we've heard some legends, like Isaiah Thomas, for instance, complain that everyone's playing the same. What do you think about that?
You know, me and Isaiah, we've definitely talked about it, and I look at it, yes, we have some guys that's multi-talented, but everybody can't shoot threes. If you're a good guy to be able to knock down with a high percentage, shoot the 3. But if you're a mid-range guy, you can still be an all-star shooting the mid-range. Play to your strength, work on that shooting threes, but I just hate when 5, 6, 7 guys, everybody's running to that line, and that's all we're seeing. You got to defend, you got to rebound, you got to block shots, you got to do other things, because that still is the way you can win the game, by doing all things, not just shoot threes.
And really, having the best teams in history always had guys that can do different things, a ball handler, a rebounder, a screener, a long shooter.
Yeah.
It's always a combination of all those things instead of everybody doing the same
You're
thing.
so right, Kevin. And even though we've been in this three-point era, in the last 2 or 3 years, rebounding the basketball and defending still can win basketball games for you.
Pass to Hollis Jefferson. He dishes it to Dinwiddie. Here's the screen. Allen kicks to Russell. The Nets working the ball around now. 14 feet away. Bounces high off the rim and drops. Russell's got 22.
A scoring machine right now. Russell with the shoot-first mindset tonight and making it look easy.
Griffin sets the screen for Smith. Griffin kicks to Drummond. Here's Johnson, and he's fouled on the shot. One free throw coming up.
How about battling through the impact there and then willing that basketball in?
Reggie Jack. Jackson's checked in for the Pistons. Jeremy Lin, he's checked in for Brooklyn. And Smitty, I heard somewhere that both Larry Bird and Kevin Durant did a lot of wrist strengthening exercises when they were growing up. How important is wrist strength to basketball players, and especially shooters like yourself?
You know, when you're taught the game of shooting a basketball, Kevin, they say get your legs into it. But there's sometimes you are in situations where the only thing you can do is use your arms and your wrists. And you see guys right now from a flat-out standstill position, deep behind the three-point line, a la Kevin Durant, Steph Curry. They're just shooting it with all arms and wrists. So it's very important to strengthen your wrists and your arms.
And did you do that? Did you do any of that wrist strengthening when you played, and did you adhere to that?
I did not, Kevin. All I did was do some push-ups.
And one team is just completely outclassing the other tonight. Spirited performance, and it really ignited what is turning out to be a monster win here for Detroit.
It was a standout performance across the board.
I mean, it was like watching a cat play with a mouse. They were able to do more or less whatever they wanted.
And so this is going to end up as victory number 24 on the year.
Really a big-time win for these guys. They lost their first 2 games of the year.
Wow! I can't believe that one.
That was incredible. Shot's good. Griffin making the play. That's 36 points for Drummond.
And this is the kind of deficit it would take a miracle to overcome.
I think this hometown crowd agrees with you. They are fired up about it.
Hollis Jefferson passes to Okafor. Over Drummond. And it's Okafor missing. Griffin kicks to Jackson. Knocks it loose. And it's out of bounds. The Nets will take it the other way. Here's Crabbe. 29 seconds left in the fourth quarter. The feed now to Okafor, and Stanley Johnson is going to pick up the foul. That is his first foul of the game. Here's Crabbe, and he overshot that one, missing. Now the Pistons with it. The drive by Jackson.
The 7-foot wingspan of Reggie Jackson makes him a bigger player inside, helps him draw fouls.
The free throw drops for Jackson. Jackson hits both of them. We've got 13 seconds left in the fourth. Outside, Lynn. Harris outside. And so Detroit takes this one by a big margin. This game may not have... All right, David, great job. Thanks so much. Well, folks, that's good.